Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today, we have our St. Patrick's Day special review where we're reviewing the 1993 horror comedy film Leprechaun. But before that, it's St. Patrick's Day. We gotta take a swig of whiskey, which I mixed with some Coca-Cola. Unfortunately, I didn't have any Jameson, so it's Jim Beam's Devil's Cut Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So pretty much, tastes like regular whiskey. So this movie is directed by Mark Jones, which, as far as I could tell, he's only ever done the Leprechaun movies. The movie stars Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis, who's famous for, I think he was R2-D2 in like Star Wars, and he was in the one of my favorite fantasy movies as a kid, Willow, as the Leprechaun. Jennifer Aniston from Friends plays Tori Redding. Mark Holton plays Ozzy, he's in like all the Leprechaun movies. Robert Hyle, Hy, however you pronounce that, Gorman plays Alex. Kevin Olent as Nathan Murphy, and John Sandiford as JD Redding. Which, when I saw this guy, I thought it was the guy, like the Cobra Kai guy from Karate Kid, but apparently it's not. That's not him. That's a different actor. So this movie is about Dan O'Grady, played by Shay Dovin, steals gold coins from a leprechaun while he was at a funeral in Ireland. He comes back, tells his wife about it. The leprechaun follows him, kills his wife, and Dan O'Grady locks him up in a crate with 4-leaf clover on the crate, which is like a leprechaun's weakness, and has a stroke. Years later, the house gets sold to JD Redding, whose spoiled daughter from LA goes to live with him. I guess him and his wife is divorced. And Tori Redding is your typical 90s feminist, spoiled rich kid who doesn't like eating meat but will wear leather shoes. Which, is pointed out by Nathan Murphy, who's one of the 3 people who are painting their house, because their house is a little beat up and it's dusty, and there's effing tarantulas inside the house, or at least that's what that spider looked like. Which he's part of this group of guys who paint. What was their paint company? 3 guys. Which the other 2 guys is Ozzy, who is an adult. He didn't come off as special. Like, I guess he's supposed to be not Down syndrome. Is that Down syndrome? Special needs, but he didn't come off that dumb. He did. I don't know, maybe he's autistic. And there's a kid that's part of the group called Alex, who bullies Ozzy. While Nathan is flirting around with Tori, Ozzy and Alex find a bag of gold coins in an old beat up car, and now the leprechaun who escaped through the crate is after them, right? Which, the leprechaun, because he doesn't have his gold coins, he doesn't have his special powers. So his main form of attacks are biting people, and he can do special tricks like mimicry, right? Which several times in the movie he'll pretend to be like a little kid or cat, and will sing like nursery rhyme songs, like, right? Which he tricks and bites JD Redding's hand, which he's taken to the hospital, right? And he also the Leprechaun also kills a shopkeeper who the kid and the special needs guy, Ozzy, take a gold coin to get a praise, right? In the movie, it turns into a siege movie where our characters have to defend themselves against the Leprechaun while waiting for help, which never show up. So they eventually decide to visit old Dan O'Grady, who's at a hospital, who turns out he was killed by the Mark Davis character, Leprechaun, but not before telling them how to defeat the Leprechaun, which, you know, the kid in the end uses a slingshot and tells him "fuck you, Lucky Charms," or some shit like that. So the movie, though I thought there were funny scenes and I liked the characters, like Ozzy, who's like when they find the gold coins, they're like, he's like, "We're rich. I'll be able to buy comics every week." Keep in mind that this is the 90s, and comics are like a dog. Like, I have a 90s comic right here. Oh, that's not a bad. That's a bad example. That's like $2.50. But like my But oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Comics were like $3, like $2.50 in the States in the 90s, early 90s. My bad. So yeah, I don't know. The movie, I thought, though I liked the characters and Jennifer Aniston does a good performance in the movie, so does everybody else. I thought the movie was boring. I rented this movie, which I had to fucking rent the movie. It was surprisingly enough, it wasn't on like BitChute, which like has like every like old like shitty horror movie except for this one. For some reason, even Critical didn't do a show on it, right? But yeah, this movie I thought was really boring. I rented at like 3 o'clock. I didn't finish it till like 7:30. So this movie practically took me 4 hours to watch. Though I thought there was some cool scenes in the movie, I thought overall the movie was boring. But I am kind of interested to check out the sequels, because there's like a Leprechaun movie in space, and there's like 2 Leprechaun movies where he's in the hood, right? So I kind of want to check out those Leprechaun movies. But overall, I did not like this movie, though I thought I did like some of the characters. I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 10. Maybe I think it's worth watching at least once, but I fuck, dude, wait till you can find it online for free or some shit. Not pirate it, but like, you know, if somebody uploads it on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, because I paid $4 and like I could have spent that $4 on something else, dude. Like this movie was kind of a ripoff. Yeah, so I'm tomorrow. I'm planning on I'm going to review another movie for Martial Arts Madness Month, Jet Li's Unleashed, and on Friday, I'm going to review the New Mutants movie. And I was going through my comic book collection, and I remembered back in the day, back in 2011 or 2012, while I was in London, Ontario, at a flea market, I picked up a bunch of rare comics. And I had also picked up issue 1 of the New Mutants, which came out in like 1982, if I remember correctly. That's what the comic book says. So I don't know, I'm gonna review this before and put it up before I review the New Mutants movie. Which you know, look, the movie I don't think follows the comic book too well, because in I'm looking at the team. You have like an Indian, like a Native American girl, a Brazilian dude, a redneck, an Irish girl, and like a Chinese girl. So I'm like, they obviously did not follow the comic book too well. But you know, we're gonna review it and check it out. And if you guys know how much this goes for, let me know, because I found a lot of mixed responses when I checked online. And I don't want to have to pay the comic book guy for appraisal. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Peace. And if you want me to review the Leprechaun sequels, let me know in the comments. Alright, bye.